Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here, doing a little bit of mountain biking. That being said, today we're going to be talking all about content creators and the viewership decline in Apex Legends, and if it's going to have an impact on the future and what, well, the future of this channel is going to be. We're going to do all of that. We're also going to go ahead and give out one of the universal bat heirlooms. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. All right, everyone, let's go down a little trip with the imagination lane. I want you to think about it. It's 2019 again. Some of you were probably 13, some of you might be a little bit older, but you boot up YouTube and Apex Legends content is literally everywhere. It's how I actually found the game. A new legend just dropped, streamers are breaking servers with Wingman 1 clips, and even your grandma is probably watching a video titled Pathfinder Grapple is broken. And if you fast forward to today, the mood is a little bit different. Instead of insane Apex plays you won't believe, you're seeing videos titled Goodbye Everyone or Why Isn't Apex the Same Anymore? So what happened? Is Apex Legends content dying or just evolving into something new? And what does it mean when long-term creators, the backbone of the game's community, start walking away? So we're going to talk about that. And the first part is the golden era of it. When Apex launched in 2019, it really hit like a Kraber headshot. Nobody saw it coming thanks to Respawn's surprise release. It was a free-to-play battle royale from Respawn that felt smoother, faster, and way more fun than its competitors. Looking at you, Fortnite. I can never get into it, but I quickly jumped from PUBG over to Apex Legends because I like the FPS and movement mechanics. And content creators exploded alongside it. Zilbrad was pumping out 3 Legends 1 brain cell videos that regularly broke 1 million views. You could argue he was probably one of the biggest creators at that time. The gaming merchant carved out a niche as the Apex Encyclopedia, giving players detailed guides, lore, and tier lists. And creators like J Miles and He Who Shall Not Be Named, it's Water got him, filled the update and news niche, making sure every buff, nerf, and leak was covered. This was the boom. Everyone was growing. Apex wasn't just a game, it was basically a content goldmine. But like any live service game, the honeymoon phase doesn't last forever. By season 10 through 12, cracks started to show a little bit. Updates were coming out slower or sometimes underwhelming, the competitive scene felt unstable, and most importantly, the content cycle started to feel repetitive. If you ever watched my videos and been like, I could have sworn I heard Thordan Smash talk about this, it's not my fault. There's not very much to talk about all the time. Just deal with it. Creators went from new legend breaks the game to, well, here's another battle pass skin review. You can only say Wingman is good so many times before even die-hard viewers tune out. And let's go ahead and bring us to today. Let's look at the numbers. J Miles, who has been doing it basically since the game came out, just uploaded a farewell video. Goodbye everyone, thanks for everything. That's not just burnout, that's the signal of a shifting tide. Zilbrad is actually still around, although he went on a hiatus for a while, but his view counts have drastically dipped. A video that once guaranteed hundreds of thousands of views might now pull 10 to 30k. Still strong, but not the powerhouse numbers of Apex's heyday. The gaming merchant is also consistent, but again, his videos now sit in the tens of thousands, not the hundreds of thousands. And this just isn't those 3. Across the board, Apex creators big and small are struggling to hit the same highs. I myself have no problem admitting my views on this channel are way down. I mean, I'm lucky enough that I have my Helldivers channel, which is kind of exploding, and then my outdoor channel, which is also doing very well. So I'm not that fazed by it. I do still like covering Apex on the daily, but I mean, I'm not gonna just hide the fact that pretty much every content creator I see on the board has had their numbers drop. But why are the views declining? Well, audience fatigue is a big factor. Apex is 6 years old. The magic of third-party chaos and World's Edge doesn't feel new anymore. The mechanics are refined, but also familiar. And YouTube audiences, at least what I notice, crave novelty. And then there, of course, is the oversaturation of creators. Back in the early days, there were maybe a dozen big Apex YouTubers. Now, there are a ton. I can't even count all the ones, including the new ones that have risen up because I don't always watch Apex content, so therefore I don't know the new content creators until they kind of pop up. And everyone's covering the same patch notes, basically the same leaks, the same ranked meta. Audiences don't need to watch 5 breakdowns when 1 will do. And then, of course, competition. Games like Fortnite constantly reinvent themselves with live events, concerts, and wacky mechanics. Warzone pulls in the casual shooter crowd. Even newer games like the finals do pull attention. I think Penguins is really on that hype train. Apex is still Apex, solid, fun, competitive, but it doesn't make headlines the way it used to. I used to be able to go ahead and scour Apex Legends news on Google and kind of get some ideas or what I wanted to do, but now I don't see anything updated for like days on end almost, and it's very repetitive and not very helpful. And then the last one is Respawn's update strategy, and this is a big one. Apex often opts for safe updates, balanced tweaks, new skins, or a legend with a slightly different version of an ability we already know. And that's fine for players, but for content creators, it's hard to spend 10 minutes of hype out of P2020 moves to care package. But what happens when the creators leave? Well, creators, whether or not you would like it to think so, are the lifeblood of a live service game like Apex. Let's not sugarcoat it. Apex doesn't have Fortnite-style live events or Warzone's giant IP crossovers. What it does have is community-driven hype. You could argue that the Apex community is one of the most vocal and passionate. You have leaks and news channels that keep people excited for what's coming. Entertainment creators like Zilbrad make Apex fun to watch even if you don't play. And guide channels like The Gaming Merchant help players feel invested in improving. When creators like J Miles and others step away, it's a ripple effect. One less source of news, one less reason for casual fans to stay connected, and the more the creators that leave, the harder it becomes to sustain Apex's visibility. But not all is lost. The creators who are surviving right now are the ones who are adapting. Zilbrad has leaned even harder into chaos content, stacking squads with the same legend and turning it into comedy. It's less about the game updates and more about the entertainment value. The Gaming Merchant has still carved out that niche with deep dives, tier lists, and practical guides that still hold value when Apex isn't trending. And some creators diversify, playing other games on side channels or pivoting entirely when Apex views slow down. And adapt or die, that's the brutal reality of content creation of a 6-year-old live service game. And something I just want to say right now, if you're a person out there that's aspiring to be an Apex content creator, I would not get your hopes up. There's just not a lot of room and a lot of growth within Apex Legends for new people to hop onto the scene and really thrive or grow in a meaningful way. I'm not trying to be doom or gloom, it's just the current market. And so what does all this mean? Is Apex doomed? Is it time to uninstall and go back to Titanfall 2? Well, you should, because Titanfall 2 is absolutely phenomenal, but no, the game is not doomed. Apex is entering its mature phase. The explosive growth is over. The game isn't dominating charts the way it once did, and the content scene is reflecting that. But Apex still has a dedicated player base, and as long as Respawn supports it, it'll keep a presence. The real question is, can Respawn reinvent Apex enough to reinvigorate the hype? We saw that with the wildcard mode, and them trying that. But it has yet to be seen if that's really increased the player count or viewer content creator numbers, and going off of what we've seen recently or showed here, it doesn't seem that it was the magic silver bullet to bring Apex back to its previous hype, at least in terms of content. All that being said, creators are leaving, viewership might be down, and the hype cycle isn't what it used to be, but is it dead? Not even close. Apex is still a top-tier shooter with a fiercely loyal fan base, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Just some of the creators you might have known and loved for a very long time might not be around as long as you guys might think. All that being said, we're going to jump into community clips now. Don't forget to submit your own to me at Thordan on Twitter, but without further ado, let's...
I've elevated my skills.
I won't always be around. Just sending down a replicator.
Thanks for the loot, Bob.
Where's your sense of style?
I wanted that Kraber, thanks. Oh, and infinite ammo? Oh, you blessed me.
The ring's very
Ooh.
close. "45 seconds left. We're almost there."
Let's crawl over there. So my next hit right here.
Yeah, under 30 seconds. Almost at the ring.
Down below, what do you guys predict for the future of Apex Legends and some of your favorite creators? Also, don't forget to check out the top video in the left corner where I do my outdoor channel, and until next time everyone, thanks for stopping by, and keep slaying in the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.